Hail to you. Welcome to Divine Works, the Warfighter's Workshop. This is the series Generation of Dreams, where we teach you how to build your dreams or accomplish your goals, as well as the universal laws and cornerstones of success and how to apply them practically to everyday life, and also the mechanical frameworks by which to achieve your dream. About 10 minutes ago, I just released the introductory quote-unquote episode, if you will. It's less than 5 minutes to this podcast. The first lesson we covered was that the battle starts in the mind, which is the most important lesson. But the second most important lesson is this. In order to achieve your goals, you have to take action. Planning will only get you so far. One moment, please. Alright, I just had to quiet that. Planning will only get you so far. If you want to learn how to drive, you have to put the car in gear and hit the gas. You'll never learn while it's parked. Sometimes things are a learn as you go process. You don't always have the luxury of taking time beforehand to prepare. You just have to hit the ground running and do the best you can. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. So, for instance, practically speaking here, the main thing for me to start making this podcast, for it to get anywhere and gain any viewers whatsoever, was to hit record. I'm recording on an old piece of garbage cell phone. I'm sure the audio quality is trash and the video quality isn't great, and I'm videoing at night and I'm outside. But you know what? Despite all that, the biggest thing is just hitting the record button. You can always polish up things later. Fit and finish is key, yes, but you're not going to be a master or an expert when you start out. The key is you have to start. If you're a farmer and you sit in your house and you pray to God and say, God, please make my fields grow. Sure, He could do all the work, but that's not how this works. If you don't put in the work, then you're not going to reap the benefits. It's just the simple law and mechanic of this world. That is to say, that farmer is going to have to get out there and till the garden, till the fields, plant the seeds, water them, care for them, go after them every day, making sure they're taken care of. It takes constant maintenance to be able to keep and bear your dream. Once you get it, that's not the time to sit on your laurels. That's the time that the real work begins. The first step to doing anything is building up to it and gaining momentum. Once things actually get going, though, the hard part is maintaining it, because that is what takes the time, the work, the dedication, the perseverance through adversity to all odds. Your mindset is important, but your determination is also important. Self-discipline outweighs motivation every time. It's about doing things even though you don't feel like it. It's about going to work on those hard days, pulling those long nights, working yourself tirelessly. You have to make sure you keep a good balance, though. Because again, you're no good to anyone if you're burned out, not even yourself. It is a hard road to build a dream. Me, as far as this podcast goes, I'm starting from nothing because I've never done anything like this before. However, even if the tools are not the most expensive or the fanciest, I work with what I have. I believe it was Winston Churchill who said, do what you can where you are with what you've got. Make it work. Use every resource you have available. Let nothing go to waste. Learn how to turn adversity into a springboard by which to launch yourself forward even greater and faster. The key is to take action. If you don't know what action to take, do your research. And if you've done something before and you've lost everything and you have to start again, my brother or sister on the other end of this, I have great news for you. In your case, you're not starting from nothing. You have one thing that you didn't otherwise have before. Very important and very defining factor. What you have is experience and knowledge. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is merely potential. But it is through the practical application of the knowledge that it turns into power. Having power in of itself is worth nothing if the power is not exercised. It's how you exercise the power that defines the meaning of it. Whether it's good or evil, the intent behind it. You can use great power to make the people's lives around you better. You know, I'm a nobody. But I have a voice, and I have this phone here that I'm recording with, and I have a YouTube channel. I have 3 subscribers, one of which is myself. And that's mainly just for being able to view content through a viewer perspective. So I really don't have much. But you know what? You got to start somewhere. You may be, proverbially speaking, in the depths of hell, but you will ascend to the heights, the foremost heights of heaven. I'm not going to edit this. I want this to be real. I don't want to pretend like I don't have any mess-ups, unless, of course, something is just so detrimental, of course, like a loud noise or something like that. Then I will edit that out. But for the most part, if I make a slip of the tongue, it's going to stay, because I want this to be raw and I want this to be real. I don't want this to be as if it's perfect without flaw, because I am a human being, and all human beings are flawed. But it is through tireless work, tireless dedication to bettering ourselves that we get to the place that we want to be and go even farther beyond. Do not settle for what you're handed. You are entitled to more. But, and this is a very important but, you are not entitled to anything from anyone else. You are entitled to get it by your own hand, by your own work. The fact that you are alive means you have the right and the privilege to go after and do whatever it is you wish to do. But don't expect any handouts from anyone. There will be good people along the way who are willing to help you. Some will only be doing it for selfish means, while others truly, genuinely, from the bottom of their heart, simply wish to do the right thing. At the end of all this, though, I'm just a man with a cell phone trying to build my dream and help you build yours too. I don't know everything, nor do I claim to. But as I learn something, I write it down to pass it on. This is a team effort. I cannot do this by myself, and likewise, you cannot either. I do not care who you are or what circumstances you come from. Nothing is anyone else's fault. Everything happens for a reason, and that's not to say it's the hand of God. It could just be as simple as, I insult you, you slap me. Why did you slap me? Because I insulted you. Cause and effect. Newton's third law. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. I think it's the third law. Maybe it's not the third law. Fact check me on that. My scholarly dedication has been lacking. So I do ask that you forgive me of that. But I do know for a fact at least that it is one of Newton's 3 laws. Point being that you simply have to go for it. You cannot just wait around. Waiting does nothing. The biggest thing, besides, of course, the first lesson, is that you just have to go for it. If you fail, then you pick yourself up and you start again. But then, again, as I said, you're not starting from nothing, you're starting from experience. That is all I wish to say for this particular unit. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this, and I hope you got something helpful out of it. Until next time, this is the last standing High Arc Paladin of Ottawa, signing off and going radio silent.